Hello everyone! Today is going to be the day we are going to make the first major project on this channel, which is going to be a working calculator in Python. Now, we're going to make it using all the knowledge we have gathered from the past 4 videos. So, we are going to have inputs. I saved this program up. So we are going to have 3 inputs. X, which is the first number, Y, which is the second number, and Z, which is the third number. So, and this is going to be the sign. So this calculator is pretty basic. It can do only multiplication, division, minus, and plus. Okay, so knowing that, we are going to write if, which is a condition for a program. So if the y, which is this second number, which is this one, if y is equal to, that's why we put 2 equal signs. Now we put double quotation marks, and inside of those we put a star. That is made with Shift 8, for those who don't know. So, now we set our condition, and we need to put this sign here, and then we press enter for the next line. So, what happens next is we ask our program to print. We put these here, and we take our very first number, x, which is the first number, 7 in our case, and we put this 7. Now we write plus, and we put a space, and we mustn't forget to separate everything with commas and a space. So, afterwards, we write times z, which is our last number. In our case, it's a 2. So now, why didn't we put x and z into parentheses? Quotation marks, sorry. It's because these two are variables and not random words. They contain something. So now we put a comma, a space, and next we put more quotation marks, and we put an equal sign. Now this will result in our program writing this part together with the equals. So when we add this and we put this here, the comma, we put a space, and we want the final answer, which is x, in our case, plus z. So now if we write 7 plus 2, our program is going to say, oh, yes. So we put a condition for the star, which is multiplication. A little. So we write this here, and there. So when we run, there, it writes 7 times 2 is equal to 14. So, with that, we're going to have to put another condition. This condition is going to be called an else, an elif. So, else if. because this is not the only condition, and it's not the last. So, elif space, and if. So this is basically telling our program that if y is equal to a star, you need to do multiplication. And elif is where we tell our program that, and if y is equal to, let's say, division, our program is going to have to output, aka print, x, which is the first variable, double quotation marks, and we put divided, comma, z, and so now we are going to write is equal to, and we output this, x divided by z. So now if we put an 8 here, because we can't divide a 7 by 2, and we put a division mark, oh, of course, and at the end of every single sign, we're going to have to put these, because our program doesn't realize what that is, because it's not a variable. So when we run our command, it's okay to forget commas as long as you put them back. So if you have an error over here, you can actually read the error and it'll give you like a hint like what you did wrong. So when you run, once again, there's your answer, 4. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So, and next we make our third condition, another elif. Now this is going to be our multiplication, or plus, sorry. So if y is equal to a plus mark, we're going to write print, as always, and we're going to say, now you can just go ahead and go over here because the conditions don't really change that much. So Ctrl C and you Ctrl V it over here. So you put a Z, and so you say plus here and plus here. So now this is the same thing. If it's a plus, then we're going to ask our program to print x plus z is equal to the answer of x plus z. So let's say 8 plus 2. This is going to be 10. So when we run, there. And now the last one. Now since it's the last condition we're going to have to call it an else, not an elif. And as you remember, since else doesn't need conditions, we can just go ahead and write print, and since it's the last condition, it can't really equal anything else except a minus, because that's all our program is going to do. You put these inside, and instead of the plus, you put a minus and a minus. So now, when you run it for the last time, oh, of course, plus. So when you run it for the last time, 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. So this is how to make a real working calculator, which can do only these 4, minus, plus, multiplication, and division. So this is how to make it, and I hope you learned something.